Hey, Dr. Josh Wagner here. I'm here with Dr. Nitan Arora, who I've said multiple times in different venues, but this may be your first time watching. One of the doctors I really admire and respect the most in the profession. Very successful, uh, multi-business owner, does his due diligence, great practice, and really stays engaged and just is always looking to grow. And that's recipe for success. So he's going to share quickly to make a difference for you. What are some of the ways he's engaged and taking advantage of the program, the strategies he's used that have made a difference both inside and outside the practice? So you can see what works for other doctors. So Nitin, thank you for being here. And just to start off, what would you recommend to someone when they first get access to it all to best start applying it?
Yeah, thanks, Josh. I mean, pretty straightforward. I mean, I think when I started with you, I got on your email list and just reading your emails little by little, once a week, twice a week. That's when I started, I think, resonating with the messages that you were trying to give out. And when I had first contacted you guys, it's a pretty small investment to go with the module 1 and module 2, and that's basically where I started. So I did the module 1, did the module 2, and I just connected with it right away. I think that's what the difference maker was right off the hop.
Oh, and
Uh,
how about like once you were in, like with
yeah,
all say info and access you were provided, what would you give advice on how to best start consuming it?
uh, pretty easy. I mean, just start at the top, right? I mean, just go right into the website, start right at the top. Watch the first video or two. I mean, you don't have to be perfect at um, uh, with the first video, with the first couple of videos or so, but just go one by one by one by one, and just start getting into it. I mean, it doesn't really take a long to get through that portal. You can probably do it all within literally like 30 days that you recommend, but yeah, just go one by one with it.
And how about the weekly calls? Valuable?
Weekly calls are super valuable. That's probably, I mean, if I can come to one of your weekend sessions, if you had one of those every weekend, that would be ultimately the best, but that's not realistic. But yeah, I mean, the weekly calls are a no-brainer. I mean, it's an easy way to stay engaged and connected, not just with you, but with other doctors as well. So yeah, for sure.
Awesome. How about someone who gets the material? They may feel a little overwhelmed, like, okay, what do I start implementing? Do I have to learn it all and perfect it? What would you say are one or two of the strategies just that you'd immediately start applying to see differences?
Well, I think from a foundational standpoint, first and foremost, like you always say, tone over bone, right? I think once you understand what mindset you should have in practice and really in life, and I think for example, you give examples of the must-have doctor energies, and there's two must-have mindsets when it comes to the patients as well. So starting with something that simple, when you have that foundation in place and you understand that, then you can start going through the videos and the audios one by one, and then it starts all making sense. So I think you got to start with fixing yourself from inside first, and then everything else starts to come.
Perfect. Any areas this has made a difference outside of purely practice and business, just life wise?
Yeah, tons. I would say, well, once this all makes sense, and once you shift how you practice and how you run your practice, then because that starts making practice easier and it takes the stress out of practice. Once practice starts becoming natural and easy for you, then it just opens your mind and it allows you to grow not just as a practitioner but as a person as well. So once you get rid of the stress of the practice, then you can start growing elsewhere outside of practice as well. So indirectly you start growing as a person and as a business person, and whatever else goals you have for yourself.
Perfect. And what is the biggest difference between what you experience or get at a live weekend seminar compared to going through the material by yourself and maybe connecting on the calls?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can, like you say, if you just go through the website and watch the videos, listen to the audios, and read all the information, you're still kind of on your island. But yeah, when you're at the weekend seminars, it's great because you're super connected, not just with yourself and your support people there as well. But just having 50 to 100 other doctors there that all have some common goals, and we all connect to some level. Obviously, otherwise we wouldn't all be there. But being around other people and everybody just helping each other and being open to helping each other, all egos checked out. It's really cool. It's really awesome, actually.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And anything else you think worthy of sharing, again, for someone who, let's say, just got into the program and thinking, where do I start? What do I do first? Or anything else you'd share to that doctor?
Yeah, I think be open-minded, because I originally started with the program thinking that would help, maybe just help me with practice, tweak a few things here and there, but I've kind of gone on a completely different track, and I think what I'm learning from yourself in the program, most of what I'm learning has nothing to even do with practice anymore, I think, and it's helping me grow in other areas of my life, because I have other goals that I want to pursue as well. So I think if somebody's thinking about joining the program, or they're on the fence, or they're not sure where to go with this, keep an open mind and maybe be open to having conversation with you, because there are other areas that they can receive help with outside from just being in practice. That being first and foremost for most people, I'm assuming. But yeah, there's a lot more to it.
Absolutely. Nitin, thank you
Yeah.
so much. I look forward to seeing you at a future seminar and other doctors getting to meet you as well.